Please give him a warm welcome, Matéo Champlain.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello. Can't see anybody, but maybe if I do this. All right, this first song is about 100 years old. It was written up in this area back when alcohol was prohibited. And people drove up to Montréal pour acheter de l'alcool, pour vendre in this area, you know what I'm saying? Was on a Sunday morning, I was headed for the north, the road I often traveled while riding back and forth across the old St. Lawrence up into Montreal, where I loaded up my Packard with a load of alcohol. I loaded her up with alcohol, I topped her off with ale. I had to pass through customs, and I knew I must not fail. They signaled with a searchlight and with a rifle call. I rode on through the customs with my load of alcohol. The troopers and the reveners, they soon took up the chase. But I was doing 95 and I steady held my pace. I drove on through Moriah, through Brushton and Malone. And the only way they caught me was by the telephone. I rolled into Turner's Crossing with a train across the tracks. That's how they caught my Packard boys, and that's how they caught the load. They bound me down for trial that's scheduled for the fall. I lost the car and the whiskey, boys, I guess I lost it all. Well, they bound me down for trial, and it's scheduled for the fall. Lost the car and whiskey, boys, I guess I lost it all. Now let this be a warning, don't ever take no chance. Don't carry the precious waters, boys, that makes them sing and dance. Well, it was on a Sunday morning, I was headed for the north, the road I often traveled while I was going back and forth. I crossed the old St. Lawrence up into Montreal, where they loaded up my Packard with a load of alcohol. Well, I crossed the old St. Lawrence, I went into Montreal, where they loaded up my Packard with a load of alcohol. Thank you. Thank you. Like I said, that's an old Adirondack tune. This next one is it's an original I wrote in 2016 with my friend. It's called The Journey. Well, I gave you the map and I marked with an X the place where we gonna go. In the northern woods under tall pine trees where the cold hard winds are blowing. Well, the journey was rough and rocky, but we made it there just fine. camping out in a private tent in the cold November moonshine. Then we set up camp on the banks of the lazy river. I bought a banjo and you bought a bottle of wine. Late at night when the moonshine starts to shimmer, we're gonna sing them good old songs from the days gone by. Don't you know this journey's gonna be just fine? Well, at the break of dawn, I woke up to the smell of a rum ham frying. We ate a fill, then we had a munch, and the last on a long, hard ride. And then we made it up to Fort Kearney, bought whiskey and traded some furs. Got back on the road good and early, just prodding that hoss with my spurs. Then we set up camp on the banks of the lazy river. I bought a banjo and you bought a bottle of wine. Late at night when the moonshine starts to shimmer, we're gonna sing them good old songs from the days gone by. Don't you know this journey's gonna be just fine? Well, we set up camp on the banks of the lazy river. I bought a banjo and you bought a bottle of wine. Late at night when the moonshine starts to shimmer, we're gonna sing them good old songs from the days gone by. Don't you know this journey's gonna be just fine? Well, we set up camp on the banks of the lazy river. I bought a banjo and you bought a bottle of wine, oh Lord. Late at night when the moonshine starts to shimmer, we're gonna sing them good old songs from the days gone by. Don't you know this journey's gonna be just fine? Thank you. Merci.